Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm the Monk, and today we are reviewing Under the Jolly Rodger. Now, Under the Jolly Rodger is an open world pirate game. From the very beginning, this game puts you in the driving seat. You are attacked by a kraken and have to rebuild your little pirate empire. There are at least 3 massive open world maps to explore. You encounter dozens of colonies and forts that you can attack. There are hundreds of quests, and there are also plenty of ships that you can encounter, board, and sink. Within this game, you can trade, fight, and explore more times than you can shake a stick at. This game has been developed by Lionshade and published by HeroCraft. It's currently on the PC, the Switch, and now it is on the Xbox and PlayStation, and will currently set you back around £13 or $17, depending on what you're buying it on and, of course, where you're buying it actually from. Now, this game has been out for quite a while on, various different platforms. I found out a little while ago that this game also went under a different name called Tempest. So it had a bit of a name change as well. Now, if you've played this game, you will very, very quickly realise that it's kind of like an Assassin's Creed Black Flag crossed with Sid Meier's Pirates. 2 very different pirate games, but I think it's fair to say that you can get similarities in both while playing this. So something I found quite interesting about this game is that this game really does just throw you in the deep end. I believe the tutorial needs a little bit of work. Honestly, I think the first few hours you may well find frustrating yourselves. There is a little bit of a learning curve that the tutorial missions never seem to really explain well enough, let's just say. You start off with a little tiny ship. It does not pack a punch. It may be quick, but that is about all it is. From there, you can of course attack and battle other ships. If you're brave enough, you can try and board them, and of course, if you do, claim the ship as your trophy. If you claim it as your trophy, that ship is now yours. However, it is not as simple as that. Like I said, the combat within this game is a little bit clunky. I believe that the combat resembles really closely to Black Flag, in a sense that, with it's just a very familiar pattern. You can see where your guns are going to actually attack. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the game, they're kind of like on an auto fire system, which kind of sucks. You can turn that feature off, however, and the game runs a little bit more smoothly if you do that. If you incapacitate this ship, however, using the various ammunition within this game, and by the way, there is a lot of different types of ammunition within this game, but if you do stop the ship in its tracks, you do have the option to board it. Now, something I quite liked was the feature that you actually take control of your captain. You have a little, swashbuckler, and you've got your gun and that, and you can go on and jump on their side of the boat, take the pirates out. If you defeat them all, then hey presto, you've got yourself a ship that you can claim. However, if you lose, it does set you back a little bit. Your ship gets sunk, you go back to port. Unfortunately, all your crew members, they're kind of injured. It does take you a little bit of a grind to kind of pop back to the stage to try it again. However, if you do spend a couple hours in this game, it is a lot easier the further you go on, because you get better ships, better things. There's even a little bit of magic in this game. They do actually boast hundreds of quests. Now, I haven't done hundreds of quests. Unfortunately, a lot of them did seem like fetch quests to me. However, it's quite interesting that a lot of these quests, if you actually read all the information they give you, they do take a little bit of a turn, and they do take a little bit of a twist. They do have a few surprises, and they're not as repetitive as I thought they may be, which is really, really good. The open world map itself is actually massive. Now, what makes it not so massive is the fact that you can kind of point and click anywhere on the map and watch your little ship go across the map. And it goes very, very quickly, which is really nice to see. But however, if you want a little bit more realism, if you want a little bit more patience, you're going to have a lot of patience. You can actually go ship view and steer the ship that way, like in third person, looking over your captain's shoulders. Sailing around the seven seas. It is quite fun, and as you do so, you will organically kind of run into events. There will be, trade events, pirate events, warfare events. There's loads of different types of things that you can kind of run into and choose to interact with or not. Also, another good feature is that you can actually customize your ship. Now, it's going to take you many hours within the game to actually get to the stage to do that. But I do think it's a really nice little bit that you can change. However, I think some of the things within that customizable, options maybe aren't very fitting with the, like for instance, you can have Spider-Man, sails. I just think that this game for me would be well over too complicated for small children or maybe people that maybe want to pick those kind of options. This game is a little bit unforgiving. There's a lot of management, involved within this game. You've got to make sure you've got enough ammo. You've got to make sure that your crew's cushy bushy. If a few of them die, you've got to go and recruit new crew or buy new crew. You can level your crew up, so as they gain experience, you can promote them and get better sailors and stronger sailors. However, if they die, it is quite costly to recruit brand new ones, unfortunately. And I think that's a little bit of a shame. This game can be very time consuming because of the amount of money needed to constantly invest within your ship. Every single battle that you have is depleting your own inventory, which then you need to go find a port to buy more. If you do it right, it's very, very profitable. However, if you fail and you fail and you fail, you can very, very quickly find yourself sinking into a hole. I've done this myself a couple of times. However, I did actually have quite a lot of fun playing this game. Maybe I'm critiquing this game a little bit too much, but honestly, I love the leveling system. It's a real-time strategy like type of game. I really like that. The naval combat is pretty good, to be honest with you. I do, however, think that maybe the sound needs a little bit of improvement. Actually, I think the sound needs a lot of improvement. However, the guns, the cannons firing, that does sound pretty awesome, honestly. But the visuals, the graphics, I think are already dated. And as I've already said, that the controls themselves are already a little bit clunky. Well, not already clunky, they just are clunky. It is what it is. But for me, it's a slow start, this game. But once you get into it, it's a very enjoyable experience, especially if you like this type of thing. I think for anyone that's into or was into Sid Meier's Pirates a very long time ago or into the pirate genre, there really aren't too many of these games out there. This could definitely scratch a few of those itches. For me, this game gets a 4 out of 10. Now, that isn't a massive score, but please don't think that this is a bad game because of that. Our channel, we just review games slightly differently. And based on everything, I do think it's priced great. The length is great. It worked absolutely fine. Honestly, I had no crashes, no dashboards, nothing like that. It's completely smooth on my Xbox. So that's all good, but unfortunately it only scored 4 points from us at the Critically Clueless. But guys, I have been a monk. If you've enjoyed this review, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment your thoughts down below. Maybe you've heard of this game before. It has been out for quite a while on PC. And of course, if you want more ways to support this channel, you could always follow us on Facebook or buy us a coffee. I put all those links down below in the description. And guys, thank you very much for joining me. I have been a monk, and I will see you in the next review very soon.